apartment in Miami, a man sits in his pajamas. Not a soldier, not a government agent, not even a trained spy. Just a man, a keyboard, and a motive. While North Korea's elite sleep behind digital firewalls, this man is preparing to tear them down line by line. His name is unknown, his code unstoppable. And tonight, he's going to take an entire nation offline. Before he was P. Forks, he was Alejandro Cáceres, a Colombian-American cybersecurity expert, a mind trusted by U.S. defense agencies and feared by criminal networks. Years ago, he worked for a subsidiary of Blackwater scouring forums, tracking predators and digging through the darkest corners of the web for DARPA. But Alejandro wasn't just playing defense. He believed in a philosophy that some lines must be crossed to protect others. He hacked forums hiding child predators. He watched, recorded, infiltrated, and then he leaked everything to Homeland Security. It probably wasn't 100% legal, he later admitted, but I didn't give a frick. This wasn't a man looking for medals. He was building something of his own. A company he called Hyperion Grey, a name born from myth, forged in the space between White Hat and Black Hat. January 24, 2021. An email lands in Alejandro's inbox. The subject? A new exploit tool from a fellow researcher. To most, it looked like another routine collaboration. But Alejandro's instinct said otherwise. The file hid a secret malware. Not ordinary spyware, but a sophisticated backdoor, crafted and sent by none other than North Korea. This wasn't a random phishing trick. It was part of an elite espionage campaign targeting cybersecurity researchers across the world. A move straight from Pyongyang's digital playbook. But Alejandro was no easy prey. Instead of panic, he moved fast, locking the malware inside a virtual machine, slicing off every path it could use. Within minutes, he turned a trap into evidence. He reported it to the FBI. 3 interviews later, no protection, no arrests, no consequences. He realized if he wanted justice, he'd have to write it himself. A year passed. Silence from the FBI. Silence from the government. But not from Alejandro. In late January 2022, in Miami, wearing pajama pants and slippers, he made a decision. Alone, in front of his screens, snacking on Takis, he would show North Korea that he wasn't just a target, he was a threat. Using unpatched vulnerabilities in Nginx and Apache, he mapped weaknesses no one else had dared to probe. Then, he launched wave after wave of automated attacks. A digital hurricane crashing into North Korea's fragile outer networks. 2 routers, that's all it took. Within hours, 28 public websites, including state-run propaganda pages and Air Koryo's portal, went dark. For over a week, North Korea's digital window to the world was gone. Emails failed. Servers crashed. Pingdom monitors silent blackouts. North Korea, the mysterious cyber aggressor, had become a digital ghost town. Justice wasn't given to him, so he took it. When the world heard what Alejandro had done, reactions split instantly. To some, he was a modern-day David, a lone hacker who toppled a Goliath state with nothing but code and courage. Supporters called him a hero, a digital freedom fighter, proving that even the most isolated dictatorships are vulnerable to a single determined mind. But not everyone cheered. Experts, including ex-NSA hackers, warned that his actions might have disrupted delicate intelligence operations, that by exposing North Korea's weaknesses, he may have closed doors for future surveillance. Some even feared retaliation or escalated cyber conflicts. Meanwhile, the US government stayed silent. They didn't prosecute him. Instead, they watched. Behind closed doors, Pentagon contractors and NSA officers invited him to brief their teams. They saw power but feared risk. In a world of shifting alliances and hidden battles, what makes a hero or a villain often depends on who writes the history. North Korea, a country known for its secrecy, and its nuclear ambitions. But behind the concrete walls and military parades lies an invisible army. An elite cyber unit, known as Bureau 121, operates not from Pyongyang, but from hotels and apartments in China and Russia. This unit and its infamous Lazarus Group have left fingerprints on some of the most audacious hacks in history. The Sony Pictures hack in 2014, the 81 million heist from Bangladesh Bank, the global WannaCry ransomware attack that crippled hospitals and companies across 150 countries. For them, hacking isn't just disruption, it's survival, a source of hard currency, and a way to shake the global order without firing a single missile. So when Alejandro crashed their public websites, it wasn't a knockout blow. Their true cyber arsenal remained untouched, hidden, and patient. A single-man strike made the world listen. But the real cyber war is far from over. For years, he was known only by his alias, Forex, a phantom in the code, a whisper among hackers. But in 2024, he stepped into the light. Alejandro Caceres took off the mask, not for fame, not for glory, but to deliver a message to the world and to his own country. He criticized the US government for standing frozen, paralyzed by bureaucracy, while hackers and rogue states grew bolder every day. He proposed cyber special forces, small, fast teams ready to strike back. But Washington said no. So Alejandro decided if no one else would act, he would. He launched the Funk Project, FU, North Korea, a call to digital arms, an underground movement of hacktivists designed to fight back against oppression anywhere it rises. Today, Alejandro lives under no illusions. He keeps a Glock on his desk, watches every shadow, and codes with one eye on the door. Because in his world, freedom isn't given, it's taken.